Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel, Panther. We are back in Arm Wrestle Simulator today, and today I am making a video which is very requested. Now, I, along with a lot of other people, always get questioned on how to get better at the game, how to get better stuff, all that sort of stuff, and today I'm going to be covering practically everything you need to know in the game. From rebuffs, from what to do, from what to grind in each area, what pets, stuff like that. What game passes to get if you want to buy game passes, or if you want to go completely F to P, what to do as well. Now, first of all, I want to start off by saying I am using a lot of the stuff I'm saying right now in my Noob to Pro series. If you haven't watched that already, what it is it's me starting as a noob, completely free to play, without spending any Robux at all. And currently, we're about to reach the end of the game. And in total, I think I've spent only like, 2-3 days worth of grinding. That's literally it. So if I can do it with a completely fresh account, so can you. So let's start off into the video. First of all, the first thing you see me do when I start off a Noob to Pro or anything at all, what you want to do, hop into the game, go to store, go to codes, and enter every single code in the game. Now, I don't actually mean every single code in the game, and I'll explain what I mean in a second. The way you find these is pretty easy. You go to their Discord server, you go to FAQ, frequently asked questions, and here it is. These are literally all the codes for Arm Wrestle Simulator. You got pet codes, you got snack codes, you got misc codes, you got rebirth codes, win codes, and stat boost codes. Now, the thing I was talking about before is you don't actually want to use all of the 3x stat boost rewards. Especially when you're just starting off with the game, you do not want to do that at all. Why? Because you want to save it for the harder areas where you're going to be doing like overnight grinding or whatever. You want to leave it for those, because that's how you will get the most strength possible, not when you're freshly starting off the game. Now, if you don't want to take that advice and still use them, it's not that deep. Reason being, every time they drop an update, so if I go to announcements, here it is, every time they drop an update, they drop a new weekly code. And if you scroll back, literally all of these weekly codes have been for 3x boosts, which is the best boost in the game. So they're 100% worth it. It is 100% worth saving them. But if you want to use like 1 or 2, it doesn't really matter, just because of how many there are. And they are literally released every single week, so it really doesn't matter. Next up, we're going to talk about each of the areas in the game. More specifically, what you should be grinding for each area. If you're not aware, there are 3 different things in the game that you can grind. Barbells, there's hand strength, which is right here, and there's also knuckles, which is like these punching bags right here. And in every single area, it is different. There are different best things in every single area. Sometimes they do change them, but currently, as of right now, I'm about to tell you the best for each area. Starter area, there's literally no need to touch any of this side of anything. All you gotta do is go over to the knuckles and just do knuckles. They're the best to grind, so do that. And get all of these up, get your wins, get to 15,000. Next, we go to the next world. We're gonna go through garden. We're not really gonna talk about it yet. Here we are at the space gym. Here, you are also doing knuckles. Knuckles is the best for here as well. Next up, here we are in world 2. This is the beach right here. For the beach, what you want to be training is hands. So as soon as you get here, go to hand strength, get this on, and just train this. You can actually test this yourself regardless, but I'll teach you that right after I finish this list. Next up, we're going to the nuclear bunker. Nuclear bunker, you're going to be doing barbells here. Barbells is the best. It gives you the most, and it gives you the most of in the shortest amount of time. So this is the best to grind, so do that. Dino world, we're doing walls, bro. Walls is the best thing to do in this world. Also, you want to have your knuckle strength up a bit to help you out with this. Even if you don't, it's not that hard. It is okay. You should be able to do this pretty easily. And the thing with this is, you could pretty much leave this AFK as well. All you got to do is hold down the W key and punch, and it will like automatically TP you back and do it again and again. Next up, we're going to the void. And in the void, what you want to be doing is hands. Hands is the best thing you can be doing in here, so make sure you get on that. Here we are. This is the best stuff. Moving on to world 7, which is the space center. Space center, you want to be doing barbells. Barbells is the best. Let's go to world 8, which is this right here, the Roman Empire. Roman Empire, you want to be doing knuckles. Knuckles is OP. You want to do it. Do it. Quick. Next, we're going to the underworld, and the underworld is world 9. We're going to be doing knuckles here as well. Knuckles is like the main thing, to be honest. If you're ever lost, just do knuckles. And finally, we are going to the newest world, world 10, which is the magic forest. Now, world 10, there is a bit of like arguments between people. Everybody kind of says it's knuckles, and that's kind of what I believed as well. If you can see, my knuckle strength is a lot higher than everything else. But the pros, however, say that hands is the best. And as you can see, I haven't really progressed in hands much. So maybe let's get that up, huh? Now to get on to what I was talking about before. Even if you don't have this list, you don't need to memorize what I'm saying about every single world. You can actually test it yourself if you want to. The way you do that is, if, for example, if I go over to Knuckles right here, this is the best knuckle bag I can use, so I'm going to go off this. I'm going to time, I don't know, let's say like 5 seconds, and I'm going to see how much my strength goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got like 142 QI about 10 times. So that's our base stat for that. Now, if I go over to my best biceps right here, which I actually can't do, but let's say theoretically this is it. If I do this, I can see I get 165 QI per like thing here. And in 5 seconds, we'll see how much I get. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as you can see, you get stuff like you get the power, you get the strength a lot less frequently as to if you do Knuckles, which I'm getting a lot more frequently. I can get it a lot faster. So straight away, you can kind of tell the difference between this and this. Knuckles is a lot better. You want to do the same thing with hands. Just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same way I've told you. Now, I'm getting 125 QI right now. It is at a slow rate, but keep in mind, this is the worst hand thing in this whole thing here. So imagine how much you would get if you get this one right here. So I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna trust the number 1 and number 2 players on the leaderboard. And they say hands, so make sure you're training hands for this world. Okay, I just got a DM from like number 3 on the leaderboard right now. He said people who say Knuckles are noobs. So yeah, don't be a noob, chat. Next up, I made this mistake in my Noob to Pro series at the start as well. If you haven't already watched it, by the way, I'm going to stop plugging it, but make sure you go check it out. But yeah, a lot of times people forget, hey, I actually need to rebirth in the game. Rebirthing, as soon as I came back to this game, the first thing I did was get back to max super rebirths. Currently, the max super rebirth amount is like 80, I believe it is. If I go to upgrades, yeah, it is 80. 80 super rebirths is max super rebirths, and that should be your number 1 priority before you start progressing in the game too much. So first thing you want to do before you do anything else, like trying to reach the final world, is get to max super rebirths, chat. It helps you out a ton. If you actually look at my percentages, I get a 5,745% boost per hit on anything I train, which is absolutely massive. So make sure you're doing that. Next up, let's say you're a noob, you're new to the game, or let's say you're not a huge noob, but you are like somewhat into the game, and your pets aren't the best. So I really recommend this. It's pretty good, especially if you're like newer to the game. You can do the free season pass, which is a bit harder to do, but you know what's easy to do? Free quest. So you can see this right here. You can do the 75,000 OP pet quest, which is pretty easy to get. It does not take time. And you can also do this one as well, but I'm pretty sure this requires VIP, but it gives you a 300,000 multiplier on the Phoenix. So that's pretty OP. If you can do it, I would 100% recommend it. This is worth it. Now, a lot of people might be crying, yo, Sam, I don't actually have good pets, so doing stuff like getting max super rebuffs is a lot harder for me. Or just generally grinding. To that I say, make sure you start trading, chat. Trading is absolutely game-changing. Make sure you are doing at least some sort of trading. Or let's say you're not a good trader and you don't want to trade. You can't be asked. Well, Cubbo, if you go over to the Discord server again, by the way, they should sponsor me, bro. I'm plugging them way too much. They have a completely new channel. And you go right here. It says ask for stuff. That is what the channel's called. And you can literally go here and start begging for stuff, bro. As you can see, people here are just begging for stuff. So, like, yeah. Let me actually beg for stuff as well. Please sub. Yeah, maybe people will look at that and give it to me. Next up, kind of linking with trading as well. Or maybe not trading. Maybe you can do this legit. But if you go over to the space gym, there is this nifty thing here. It's called enchanting. What you can do is get stuff like Lucky 1, Winners, Best Friends, whatever. Like, these enchants are super good. For example, Lucky 1 gives you 3% more luck on opening eggs. Winner 1 gives you 5% more wins. Winner 2 gives you 10% and so on. If I go over to my teams and if I equip my winner team right here, you can see I have a whole team dedicated with just these enchants. Their multipliers aren't that good, literally like 18.54 multiplier on this thing. But the thing that makes this good is the enchant on that. If you see, it says winner 5. Which I don't remember off the top of my head how much percentage boost it gives in wins. But I can guarantee it's a ton. Actually, we can test it right now. So if I equip this team right here, and if I fight, let's fight the rogue AI. There you can see I got 3.7 million wins. Now if I equip my winner team and then do this there you go. I got 42 million wins. So there's a huge difference, as you can clearly tell. 100% worth doing this. Also, as you might be able to see on my team, every single one of my other pets have best friends 8. This will always be 160% as powerful as your best pet. So obviously that helps out with the stats a ton. So make sure you got disenchant, or not disenchant, just make sure you enchant your pets. You can redo these enchants pretty easily, and they cost rebuffs, which again are really easy to get. Next up, another thing I want to mention is friend boosts and private servers. Friend boosts can help you out a ton. They give you huge percentage boosts, especially if you're doing stuff like AFK grinding. Now, let's say you don't have friends at all. What you can do, again, plugging the Discord server for Kobo, but you can go to this channel, which is specifically for looking for friends boost. And as you can see here, there's a ton of people that give VIP links out. Now, obviously, I'm not in huge favor of clicking random links, but if you copy the link, if you paste it here, and if you don't see like a sketchy source, you should be good. Regardless, be careful when clicking this type of stuff. It's not really worth it. You can maybe DM one of the people that are hosting, tell them to add you instead of having to click the link. As soon as you're in, make sure you add everybody in the server, because that's the main focus of these servers. And you can get up to a 75% friends boost. So yeah, 100% worth doing if you are doing this. Next up, go to arms, go to crates. Make sure you're grinding these out. This is really worth doing. The arms make a huge difference. For example, if I take off my arm right here, I go from 177.1 OC to, let's see, 3.8 OC. Oh my god. So this is what my strength would be without my arm. So if I go to my arms, equip this, and hit this real quick, 177.1 OC. Obviously, I do have a pretty good arm, but even without a good arm, let's say I only have like a 140%, that is still like 3 times better than what my normal strength would be. So even if you have a bad arm, it makes a huge difference. So make sure you're grinding up to these. A lot of people say, Sam, I don't want to buy these keys with Robux because they actually cost Robux. Well, my answer to that is, bro, all you got to do to get keys is if you fight random NPCs, you can have a chance of getting keys from these guys as well. So you get tickets, you get wins, but you can also get keys from these guys. So let's see if I can get a key and show you guys here. I got an event egg, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, I can't be asked with that, but there you go. +2 silver keys. So yeah, definitely worth it. Next up, claiming gifts. Just joking, it's not really worth doing. It's kind of crap, but hey, if you don't have too many potions, this is pretty good. Next up, we click this thing right here. It says event. This is really good. If you look at this, the 1 in 25,000 chance has a 3.7 million multiplier, and it has best friends 8, which makes it so it's 100% as good as your best pet. So again, if you don't have really good pets, this is really worth getting. Even if you have good pets, that has a really good enchant. Therefore, get this. Grinding these out is very simple, even easier than getting keys. Literally, auto fight any boss you can, leave it AFK as long as you can, and you get an event egg every single defeat. Look at that. So every single time I defeat this guy, I get 1 event egg. Definitely worth grinding. Make sure you do that. Another way you can get stuff pretty easily is like season eggs and stuff like that. Like potions you can see here, bones, keys even, you can get from the season pass. I wouldn't actually recommend buying the premium season pass. This isn't worth it at all. So maybe don't do that. Next up, we're going to go to the store and we're going to look at all these game passes. Now, none of this stuff is really worth getting, other than a handful of them. If you actually want to spend Robux on the game, these are the game passes that me and other leaderboard players, I'm not a leaderboard player, but other leaderboard players agree with me on this. There's only a certain amount of game passes you should be getting. One of the game passes I've already bought, so I can't show you, but here it is. This is in a different language, but basically, it's a special deal where you get ×2 hands, ×2 biceps, and ×2 knuckles. And you can actually see, you can buy these individually, but I don't have to. Why? Because I've already bought it from the pack. So yeah, 100% worth getting the pack. Don't buy them individually. Next up, if you're going to be doing a lot of hatching, probably buy instant hatch. And instead of wasting a ton of Robux on 8 times hatch, just get 3 times hatch. It's not that deep. You shouldn't be buying the auto clicker. Literally, if you want an auto clicker, I'll have one linked in the description chat. This is my OP auto clicker. I don't really use the auto clicker in game much when I have this. all you gotta do is set it to like 0 milliseconds and it clicks faster than the actual auto clicker. So don't waste your Robux on that. Also, never waste Robux on tokens, bro. You can get these from literally being AFK. It's not hard to do. Also, if you want to spend a bit more than Robux, let's say you're feeling like you got too much money, you can buy the subscription, which is ×2 extra strength. They give you an exclusive sock dominus thing, which looks kind of goofy, but whatever. And they give you a ×15 tokens every day. Again, I would recommend against buying this, but hey, if Cabo wants to sponsor my next video, I might actually shout this out. I'm joking, but yeah. Again, with the hatching thing, if you really want to, you can get auto open. It's not bad to get, like, you can just have it run rather than having an auto clicker run. But then again, if you have an auto clicker, all you gotta do is leave it on here and it will do it for you. So you really don't need to buy that. I mean, not on that, I mean on one of these or the claim if you don't have these. Double wins is definitely worth getting, especially if you're grinding. Double wins is so useful, bro. Like, imagine I still have to grind a ton for wins, but if I got half of that every time I beat a boss, nah, bro. It's just time effective. It's efficient. I would prefer doing it. Definitely get that. I do have ×2 keys as well. Again, keys aren't really worth getting it. You can grind keys very easily. You don't need ×2 for it. Finally, if we go over to this right here, if you go to the garden, there's actually some pretty cool stuff here. So you can plant seeds, which you can get from like defeating bosses and stuff. So there you go. I just planted some seeds. If I plant some more here, I'm going to plant like a ton of... Let's do apples as well. But you might be wondering, what does this actually do? Well, this gives you fruit or whatever you farm. You can also get chocolate. But if I go over to my pets and I go over to my items, you can see I have perfect apples, pet bones, rotten bones, blah blah, like other stuff like this. And if you hover over it, it says it gives your pet XP every single time you feed it. So if I feed this to, I don't know, let's feed it to this. My glowing reindeer here is only level 1. If I feed it both of these real quick, if I go over to it, there you go. It went from level 1 to level 4. Now, if I show you one of my other glowing reindeers, here it is. This is level 72. And you can see the significant difference in the number of multiplier it has. This one only has a 560 million, while this one has a 765 million. And it's not even max level yet. You can get to level 99, which is obviously the best level, which will make it so it's the best boost possible. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about this game. It's very easy to grind if you follow all the steps that I said in this video. Hope you found it useful. Make sure you guys like and sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.